Snoop Dogg. Here's something most people never stop to consider. The man cracking jokes beside Martha Stewart, carrying the Olympic torch through Paris, and coaching Little League football used to be one of the most feared names in America. Not feared in the distant, abstract way we talk about celebrities, but genuinely, legally feared. That transformation isn't accidental, and it didn't come cheap. Calvin Cortazar Broadus Jr. was born in Long Beach, California, in 1971. His biological father was largely absent, so his mother Beverly raised him, working hard to keep her children safe and fed, in a neighborhood where danger had no schedule. She nicknamed him Snoopy because she thought he resembled the Peanuts cartoon dog. That small, tender detail, a mother giving her boy a silly nickname, is where the whole story begins. Before the braids, the rap sheets, and the platinum records, Calvin sang gospel in the church choir and played piano. He sold candy, delivered newspapers, and bagged groceries. He played football, and discovered that when he rapped in school hallways, crowds gathered so thick that teachers assumed a fight had broken out. But nobody was throwing punches. They were just listening. Even at 13, something about his voice made people stop. That same pull couldn't fully protect him from his environment. Shortly after graduating high school, he was arrested for cocaine possession. Over the following years, he cycled in and out of the criminal justice system. There was no record deal on the other side of those jail doors, just more uncertainty. What changed everything was a homemade tape. Calvin had been recording music with friends, and somehow that tape found its way to Dr. Dre. Dre heard something immediately, a voice that didn't need to shout to fill a room. He brought Calvin in, and the world met Snoop Doggy Dogg. His debut album Doggy Style dropped in November 1993 and sold at a scale rarely seen for a first release. But Snoop was simultaneously preparing to stand trial for murder. He and his bodyguard were charged in connection with a shooting they maintained was self-defense. He was promoting a record-breaking album while facing the possible loss of his freedom. In February 1996, both men were acquitted, but surviving the trial didn't mean surviving what came next. The mid-90s destroyed people around him. Tupac Shakur, his friend and label mate, was killed in 1996. The Notorious B.I.G. was shot 6 months later. Two of hip-hop's most important voices were gone before 30. Snoop left Death Row Records, rebuilt his career through No Limit, reconnected with Dre, and slowly, deliberately, expanded into territory no one expected. He became funny on television. He cooked with Martha Stewart. He showed up at sporting events looking like he belonged there. Drop It Like It's Hot hit #1. More than a decade after his debut, a new generation claimed him as their own. But behind the public ease was a private weight few people fully understood. His daughter Corey was diagnosed with lupus at 6 years old, and later survived both a mental health crisis and a stroke at 24. His infant grandson Kai lived only 10 days. His brother Bing died in 2024 at 44. And in 2021, Beverly, the woman who first called him Snoopy, passed away at 70. He buried them and kept going. Not because the grief wasn't real, but because that's what survivors do. At 54, Snoop Dogg is living proof that a person can be shaped by violence, loss, and poor decisions without being permanently defined by them. The boy from Long Beach outlasted every bad ending the world wrote for him, and he's still writing his own. If this story moved you, hit like and subscribe. There are more lives like this one worth knowing.